Discover solutions to issues that affect your family and professional life with practical information to help you get past life's adversities. Take a proactive approach to power up your life with Rosalie's expert resources.
According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the percentage of children who go in for their annual checkup declines as children get older, leaving around 30% of teens exposed to both short and long-term health risks. Joining us this morning is Dr. Richard Chung, Director of Adolescent Medicine at Duke University, to discuss the importance of teens and annual checkups. Good morning, Dr. Chung.
Good morning, Rosalie. Thanks for having me.
So, Doctor, who's responsible for getting the teens in for that annual health checkup? I mean, aside from the fact that they're going in for a sore throat or they feel ill, how do we get the teens there? Is it the parents' responsibility or the teens being proactive?
Yeah, I think that's a common approach to adolescence, and unfortunately, as you mentioned, this leaves many teens exposed to certain health risks unnecessarily. And so that's why we're here really raising awareness that an adolescent checkup once a year is really crucial. There are a variety of things that go into these checkups, including talking about a variety of topics relevant to adolescence that teens are making decisions around, getting a full physical exam, and getting updated on vaccines. And all of this is about not only ensuring that teens are well today and tomorrow, but long into the future.
Well, here in Florida, there is an alarming increase in teen obesity. So how can doctors help these teens better understand the short and the long-term effects of obesity on their life?
Yeah, there are a variety of topics that will be discussed during a routine checkup, including nutrition and physical activity, which are so important in combating obesity, but also other topics like emotional health and coping, sexual health, physical development, and actually all of those other aspects often are somewhat integrated into obesity, because how you live, how you approach your own health, how you eat, how you exercise, all of that is kind of intertwined with your emotional health and other aspects of your life. And so having a comprehensive approach in which all of these things are addressed can help even specific things like obesity become better.
How can parents help teens address their daily stress?
You know, stress in teens is pretty common, and if we think about our own adolescence, I mean, it's a very complicated time, and you're going through a lot. And in terms of your brain development and just how you cope with different stresses in life, you're still a work in progress. And so teen stress is definitely a real thing and something that we need to support them in. I would encourage parents certainly to have their teen engage with a healthcare provider, and also recognize that when parents and healthcare providers are working in tandem, they often complement each other in very important ways to support their teen maximally. In addition, parents are great role models, and so they can not only ask their teens to do specific positive, healthy things, but they can also demonstrate it themselves. And that often is even more impactful by saying, hey, I'm taking my own time to go see my own doctor, and so why don't you do the same thing?
What are some of the questions a healthcare provider will ask a teen during a wellness checkup?
So a variety of topics are discussed, and so typically conversation evolves around nutrition, physical activity, emotional health, sexual health, safety issues, a variety of topics. And some of these are relevant to the teen's life today and tomorrow, but many are really geared towards putting them on a trajectory well into the future. Talking about the parents' health, many of the things that that middle and older adults are going through really started in their adolescence. And so that's why this time has such high stakes. The things that teens are thinking about, the decisions that they're making, really will linger for many years into the future, and that's why we try to engage them as best we can.
Thank you, Dr. Chung, for creating awareness of taking a proactive approach to caring for our health during our formative years.
Thank you, Rosalie.
Today's teens have unique opportunities for prosperous career fields in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, known as STEM. The U.S. leads the world in engineering advances, from computer chips to cell phones and numerous products that we use every single day. STEM jobs are projected to grow 17% by 2018, and STEM workers command 26% higher wages than other professions. Joining us this morning are two working professional engineers, Rob Shattuck and Kailani Malela, with some insight into the future of engineering and how it affects our lives every day. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Rob, what motivated you to choose a career in engineering?
Well, I think I always had a curiosity in how things work. I took my father's camera to pieces when I was 7 years old to try and discover how it worked. Didn't do so well putting it back together, but I've always been fascinated and in how things work and enjoyed making things and actually solving problems. And that's really what engineering is about. People have an old perception of engineering that is no longer true. Engineers are problem solvers, and T Connectivity, we just did a survey of the American people to find out who they thought provided the most innovation for change in society, and engineers came out top. 87% thought that engineers were creating innovative and useful change for society. And really, engineering touches everything around us, everything we do. What we eat, what we wear, the TV, you name it, there's engineering and technology behind it. And that's what makes it a lot of fun and a great place to be.
Kailani, you were selected as one of the new faces of engineering. Tell us about this program.
So the New Faces of Engineering strives to promote young engineers by highlighting their engineering contributions and the impact to the society. I was nominated by a friend, and I was selected as one of the new faces by a panel at Discover E.
How can we encourage students to learn more about science?
I think Rob started off really well. It is the curiosity that makes you a good engineer. So I would really encourage all the parents and counselors out there, if the kids are asking a why, there's never a stupid question. Let them ask. It is that curiosity. It is that leads to what is next.
I think there's a tendency for people to think it's all about science and math and all of this, but actually it's a lot about project-based learning, project-based solving problems. As part of Discovery National Engineers Week, there's this Future Cities competition, and you have 6th, 7th grade school teams designing cities of the future, and in that they're working together, talking about what the transportation in their city might be like, how they're going to deal with sanitation, what living is going to be like in 2150. There's a lot of fun-based collaborative activities, maker centres, robotics competition, all sorts of different things out there that kids can get involved in, and I think it's really important to encourage that as much as sticking to the science and math.
Rob, what surprises are working engineers creating for our future that will affect everyone's life?
The convergence of medicine and engineering is going to change our lives, and Kailani is involved in that every day with the hearing aid work she does. And then, it's going to change the way we interact with our mobile devices. We're going to, the tablet will disappear. We'll see screens projected, sort of in our near field of vision. There's going to be driverless cars. There's a ton of stuff to come that's going to touch every part of our lives.
Kailani, Rob mentioned your work on hearing devices, and he discussed driverless cars. These discoveries will help people with hearing and visual disabilities, and of course, our returning veterans with disabilities.
Yes, and at Starkey Hearing Technologies, one of our big products and our users who wear them are some of the vets who've served the nation. And you've hit it really right. It is helping them improve their hearing ability. And it's just amazing when you see one of these patients come back to the company and they hear sounds which I, as a regular hearer, have taken for granted.
Thank you both for joining us this morning and creating insight into the exciting career of engineering and how engineers change our lives every day, forever.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Science and engineering also help slow down the aging process. From health and fitness routines to products that protect our skin from the environment, our genetic makeup, nutrition, and the greatest single factor, sun exposure. So, how do beautiful Hollywood faces age gracefully and keep a youthful appearance? Joining us this morning is a natural beauty, Jennifer Beals, who is celebrating the 30-year anniversary of the famous movie Flashdance and her successful acting career being a mother, a women's rights activist, and a passionate open water swimmer. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
We all experience aging and remember our younger years and, of course, our likes and dislikes. How do you feel when you reflect back to your younger years?
I feel pretty good. I feel, I feel really fortunate to be working on really great projects, and I feel very alive and engaged in my own life, and and happy to be working on things that I love.
Our face is the focal point of our appearance. Do you have a secret process to keeping your skin looking so lovely?
I haven't really focused on my skin, to be completely honest. I mean, I think, you're also dealt a genetic hand, which can be helpful. I think recently I've been made more aware of how much my nutrition affects my skin, and the quality of my sleep affects my skin. And I think, obviously having a good skincare regimen is really helpful in caring for your skin.
You love swimming and being active. Does swimming and the environment dehydrate your skin?
Well, I don't know if it keeps it dry, but I mean, being out in the sun, I really enjoy open water swimming. So being in the salt water and being out in the sun is perhaps not the best combination for your skin. So I try to protect my skin from the sun, and but at a certain point I thought, I'm not going to give up open water swimming to protect my skin. Like, I need to do something that I enjoy, something that gives me so much pleasure, and so I've just tried to do things to help protect my skin, like sunscreen and moisturizers. And I think another element of protecting your skin, and I think a thing that more and more women are aware of, is making sure that the products that you do put on your skin don't have dangerous toxic chemicals. I think we're now beginning to realize that things like parabens and phthalates are not good for us. They're considered reproductive toxins. And parabens in particular, which is often used in skincare products as a preservative, has been linked to breast cancer. And the skincare line that I'm representing now, called Everdeep, doesn't use parabens or phthalates, which made me really excited.
Why are natural elements like algae so effective in keeping skin looking luminous?
It's a really interesting question. I'm not the scientist. I didn't develop the line, but as far as I know, it has a really interesting complex of fatty acids, amino acids, all kinds of vitamins. And algae is really fascinating in that it doesn't really seem to age very quickly, algae. I mean, you can take seaweed out of the ocean, put it on the beach for hours and hours and hours in the hot sun, and it still retains its moisture. There's something about algae that makes it retain its moisture. And you can take that seaweed that's been on the beach for hours and hours and hours in the hot sun and put it back in the ocean, and it will continue to grow. And I think it's kind of this miraculous gift that the ocean has given us.
How has 50 inspired you to embrace the wisdom of aging?
I think, you don't look in the mirror and say, now what am I going to do? It's, now what do I get to do? What do I get to do now? Because it's not over until it's over, and you've got a long way to go, God willing. And you have the wisdom that perhaps you didn't have earlier on. And so you think about, what do I want to do now? What do I want to do? And go do it. Go get it done. And I think it's a really exciting time in life.
Tell us about your present-day projects.
I am releasing a book that's based on my experiences on the L Word, which was a show that I did for several years. I have a photo book that has cast interviews, and the proceeds from the book are going to the Mount Sinai Children's Environmental Health Center. It's a topic that I've been working on for quite some time, toxic chemical legislation to keep everybody safe. And Mount Sinai is building a beautiful lab to study the topic. So you can check out the book at lwordbook.com, and for the Everdeep products, you can go to everdeep.com.
Thank you for sharing your words of wisdom on aging and the joy of embracing new life experiences.
Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Thank you.
Engineering and science also creates advertising opportunities for creative teams who spend millions of dollars promoting products that leave a lasting impression. More when we return.
Michael Adams, Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams.
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
I already knew that I was going to go to college, from a young age. I definitely want to major in political science, become the mayor or something, make the situation better for other people. My name is Justin, and I am your dividend.
New engineering technology is introduced through the medium of television ads and online advertising. TV continues to capture the hearts and minds of the viewers. Advertisers spend millions of dollars in hopes of winning the attention and wallets of those watching their innovative ads. Autotrader.com, the internet's largest automotive marketplace, analyzes the activities of millions of consumers who visit the site to determine which ads work and which don't, and why. Here with the real deal on creative ads is John Kovac, Vice President of Marketing at Autotrader.com. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
So unveil the results of the most popular ads among car shoppers and why.
The ads that really performed the best were the ones that broke through the clutter, engaged consumers in an interesting way. And for the Super Bowl, what that was the luxury makes. Maserati, Jaguar, Audi, and even Kia introducing a luxury brand. Those really did penetrate all of the different clutter, all of the different ads that were running throughout the night.
Do you think because the economy is so sluggish that people just want a dream of having a luxury automobile?
There's certainly an aspirational element to it. People see those vehicles. They're very much lifestyle ads for the most part. And you do have that dreaming quality. So people do want to check them out and to some extent see if they're attainable, because more and more these luxury brands are coming out with entry-level vehicles that years ago, these brands would be out of reach for many buyers. But more and more as they introduce these types of vehicles, they actually are a little more attainable.
So what ads are the most effective?
The most effective ads are the ones that capture your heart and your mind. They may pull on the emotional strings. They may entertain you, have a little humor to them, something that engages you, something that actually pulls you into the spot. But then you have to have that other magical combination is you have to actually resonate with the product. The product has to be the hero. So for car companies, the car is the hero. And they have to really bring that into the spot, make it relevant, make it part of that story so that consumers pay attention to the spots when they run, but they walk away remembering the brand, the product, and they truly have that reason to believe. Why should I go check this out? Why should I potentially buy this product? Why should it be top of mind for me and in my consideration set?
Do ads during sporting events really work to sell products like cars, or is it just a lot of hype?
I'll put it this way, the good ads do. So ads that can have that connection to consumers, that really talk about their product, that introduce their product, they can have the immediate effect. On Autotrader.com, we see that immediate effect when these advertisers run their spots, but then they can have a longer term effect. A week or two after a big event where they've run some type of advertising, we still see that residual effect. And for months to come, as the advertisers really sometimes use it as a launch pad for some of these events. So they continue on with their advertising campaigns as they're launching those to consumers. So we see that if you do it the right way, you have the impact on the night of the event, like the Super Bowl, and then you can carry through for weeks and months afterwards. It's something that connects with shoppers, with consumers, with the audience, but also you have to reinforce it. So you can't just hear it once. This is where the advertisers are out there every single day communicating to you. And if they resonate with you, if they have a hook that's compelling, it's going to stick in your mind. It's going to burn in your mind.
Where can we find more analysis of these great ads you discussed with a lasting impact?
If you go to Autotrader.com, you can actually see all of the automotive ads that ran during the Super Bowl, and you can vote. You can put a thumbs up, thumbs down. Which ads do you think were the best performing of the evening?
Thanks, John, for sharing some key factors in creating an ad that leaves the viewers with a lasting impression.
Thank you.
From sporting events to superstar movie award shows, we all love to have a reason to entertain friends and family and create a party theme to perk up the ambiance and serve up great crowd pleasers. Joining us this morning is celebrity chef, author, and lifestyle expert, Maureen Petrosky, who's here to share tips on throwing a winning party for your guests to enjoy. Good morning, Maureen.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So where do we begin in decorating our home to create an ambiance to excite our guests with a party theme?
Well, you don't have to overdo it. I mean, it's not necessary to have an overhaul here. Just think about adding a little bit of glitz, festivity to your party. Here I did gold and silver. It's very simple. I used a gold tablecloth. I put some beads out around the table. You can put them on your bar area. Really easy ideas. Again, put something in the bathroom. It's always nice to have a little decor in there. Use some festive drink stirrers, little tiny things. Make a party more fun and more festive. And again, you don't have to overdo it.
What fun and tasty snacks can guests grab while watching their favorite stars on TV award shows?
Well, that's a great, you had a great point there. They want to grab and go. Avoid any sit-down dinners. That causes a more stuffy environment. It should be fun and easy. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can just be more fun. So here I've got these Yoplait Greek frozen yogurt bars, and this has granola in it. These are delicious. They're grab and go. No scooping involved, so you won't miss any of your favorite stars, like you mentioned. And a festive drink idea that I like to do is I use either the original or Greek flavored frozen yogurt. I put it into a champagne flute, top it with a little sparkling cider or club soda and some fresh strawberries. I used the strawberry flavor this time. Everybody at the party loves these. Anytime you serve something with a little bit of bubbles, it makes it more fun and more festive. And everybody loves cake at a party. But again, no forks and knives. Keep it really simple. Portable is the great way to go. So I love these Sara Lee brownie chocolate chip cakes. You get the best of both worlds there. You get the chocolate chip cookies and the brownies. They're just darling. They're the perfect size for a little decadent indulgence.
Any suggestions on perking up some old favorites that are crowd pleasers?
Well, popcorn is a great one. Everyone loves popcorn. Again, perfect if you're watching any of those award shows or having a movie viewing party at your house. Think about just changing the flavor a little bit. Again, this is really simple. You can use some nice fresh cracked black pepper, some sea salt, maybe use some fresh herbs from your refrigerator. You've got rosemary, goes great with a little salt on that. You could spice it up a little bit with some cocoa powder and cinnamon, or even cocoa powder and cayenne for more of a Mexican chocolate flavor to your popcorn. It's a great idea to pre-portion those popcorns though also, so that people can, move around the party with them as well.
How can we create a kid-friendly party so guests will bring their children and the hosts will enjoy the party?
Well, kids just love to be involved. So everything from decorating to choosing the menu items, let the kids play a part in that. Now with the award show season upon us, we've got ballots here. You can let the kids hand them out, start a contest. We've got best dressed, worst dressed, most bling, the biggest hair. These are things that kids love to get involved in. Always have some kind of activity for them as well. The thing about award show parties too, or even if you want to have a kid party, move your time up a little bit. This way parents can have more fun also. You can have a red carpet viewing party instead of a whole award show party. Then the kids get to go to bed and the parents get to enjoy it the rest of the evening as well.
Where can our viewers find more information?
Well, there's lots of great ideas on my website, MaureenPetrosky.com, but I didn't want to forget to tell you about dousaflavor.com. I don't know about you, Rose, but you might be able to come up with the next best Lay's potato chip flavor. The contest is back, and you and your guests can submit your ideas to dousaflavor.com and win $1 million if you come up with the next great idea.
Thanks, Maureen, for all your tasty tips to serve up an award-winning party.
Thanks for having me.
So how much did you spend of your hard-earned dollars last year on cars, entertainment, and healthcare? Well, it's that dreadful time of the year when all of us have to file our taxes and itemize a year of spending. So if you want to save money on your taxes and get the biggest possible refund check, listen up. Joining us with expert tips on how to avoid mistakes and get the most for our tax refunds is Lisa Lewis, CPA and tax expert at TurboTax. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning.
We all want a large refund check from the IRS. So share with us the most common mistakes people make when filing their taxes.
Some of the common mistakes people make is leaving out valuable information like a tax form, maybe a W-2 from their employer, a 1099 form. And believe it or not, one of the most common mistakes is people gather the incorrect Social Security number for themselves, their spouses, or their dependents. So I always recommend, have all that stuff together when you sit down to prepare your taxes.
What tips do you have to prevent us from missing out on any deductions when preparing our taxes?
Yeah, you want to maximize your deductions and get back every dollar you deserve. So I always tell people, don't forget what you did last year. You may have cleaned out your closets, donated to charity, you may have sent your kids off to summer day camp, or even look for a job. So job search expenses and the other expenses I mentioned are just an example of some of the expenses that are worth valuable deductions.
Some people don't want to pay to have their taxes prepared. Is that a mistake?
Yet there's 60 million taxpayers with a simple tax return, so maybe just one W-2 from their employer, a little bank interest. And the biggest mistake is they're paying hundreds of dollars to have someone prepare their taxes when they can go online and easily and accurately file their taxes themselves for free. Right now, TurboTax has the best free offer. You can go online, file your federal taxes for free in minutes, and save $100 versus a tax store.
You say it's better to send your tax returns electronically. Is that really better than dropping it off and having a postmark from your post office?
Yes, snail mail. Who wants to go to the post office, wait in line? E-file with direct deposit. There's no quicker way to get your tax refund. 9 out of 10 taxpayers will receive their tax refund within 21 days, and it's safe and secure.
What tax preparation resources are available to our Florida viewers that are free?
Well, for those 60 million simple filers out there, you can go online and file your federal taxes for free with TurboTax. In addition to that, if you have tax questions, we have tax experts who are CPAs or enrolled agents, and they'll answer your questions for free if you're using TurboTax Online or our SnapTax product.
Thanks, Lisa, for all your tips on preventing any filing mistakes to ensure we get that largest refund check possible.
Thank you for having me.
Our lives benefit every day from the advances in science, technology, and engineering that continues to improve a range of products and services we use, from nutrition and healthcare to transportation. If you enjoy problem solving or have a unique idea that will benefit our culture, share your ideas that could have a lasting impact on our lives at facebook.com/Rose-Lee Show or visit us at roseleearchershow.com. And we'll see you soon.